So what is a degree? Well, if you look at the word itself and break it into two different parts, and then you expand each of those parts into two full words, you get a degrading reemphasis. Now that's a very negative term, and I'm not suggesting that a degree is either good or evil. It's something we can learn from. So let's look at the definition in detail and see what we can glean from a degree. First, it is a degree. If you've noticed, there are many degrees because no one knows the original. The original is God himself. God verifies. God gives identity. God gives knowledge. We don't know him, so what do? We create degree programs in order to, in a sense, replace him so that we can become someone without him. And that's why we create these things. But understand that every degree is degrading constantly. Why? Not because a degree is evil, but because it's brought forth in a world that is degrading. This world is in constant decay. Therefore, anything created in that world, like a tree or even a human being, we all die, is always within the realm of degrading towards death. And additionally, too, we can only re-emphasize what has already happened in the material world. And a degree program is a re-emphasis of what has already happened. It cannot train you to create anything new. It can only show you in a re-emphasized form what has already been created. You can suggest that that has value, but that enforces you into a mindset of just re-emphasizing, just doing what has already been done. Again, that's neither good nor evil. It just is what a degree program does. So each degree is a theoretical copy of the unknown original. God is the unknown original, and we're all born separate from him. So we create these degrees and these programs as a means to replace him. Why? Because we long for validation. We long for knowledge. We long to grow and be useful. But we can't have any of these things without him. And we can see that in the world we live. So how is a degree created? Well, first, you have to start with an ideal person in mind. So every college and university and school, when they create a degree program, starts with an ideal person, an ideal graduate. This would be a great person to come out of our school or our college or our university. This is the ideal person. And once they have an ideal person in mind, then they create an ideal process. What's the process we need to use to create this ideal person? And here you can see a problem because an ideal person is not real. So every student is being pushed into a process that's doomed to fail because no human being will ever meet a theoretical standard. Why? Because we have free will. We cannot and will resist conformity at every step of the way. And human history has proved that time and time again. But the real irony that happens here is when we try to push these processes into the way creation works. So if you have an ideal person and a process, then you have to work with creation on price. Now, price, money, is not something that was brought forth in creation. That's something we created. Price is our attempt to work with creation because creation has time, sunrise and sunsets, it has seasons. So we make this money thing to try to work within creation. But as we've all noticed, particularly in educational institutions, once you create a degree process intending on creating an ideal person, it doesn't really work very well when it comes down to price. That's because our creations, our processes, and our ideal personage, our ideal identity doesn't fit in this world. And that's why we always run into price problems when we come to degree programs. But ultimately, though, you want to see we're creating this program to make you great, to make you a creator. And really what you're doing is you're paying creation to make you a creator. And you can see how ridiculous this is. Creation cannot make you a creator. Creation can only make creations. To become a creator, you have to go to the creator, God himself. Only he can validate you. Only he can give you knowledge. Only he can give you true spiritual skills and spiritual life. And then you can go to creation and bring forth glory. So why then earn a degree? It seems pretty negative. Now, we said that it's neither good nor evil. However, there's some real value in earning a degree. The first is to strive at becoming. Every human being is born dead, lifeless, as nothingness. We have no identity. So we have this innate drive to become someone. And educational institutions promise that if you follow their program, you will become someone. But as you found, and as everybody who's found, you will fail at becoming. And degrees are very helpful in helping you to get to this point of failure. Why would you want to fail though? Because you have to give up at becoming. And degrees are great for this because you can spend years, tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars only to fail, and the ultimate end of that is you must give up. You cannot use creation to become someone. You must be made new every moment by the spiritual transformation of God. Only after you be can you become. So first your soul is a being. You have to be animated into a spiritual being. Then you can teach your mind, heart, and body how to think, feel, and act, and they will become like you. But only after you've been made a spiritual being by the Creator. So all human attempts at becoming have failed, do fail, and inevitably will fail. So then who earns a degree? Who is going to pursue a degree? Well, the first is the one who needs. If you need, a degree seems like a great option. It gives you the means to make money, social connections, status, all these things that you need are provided by the degree. Unfortunately, as everybody who's pursued that path has found, it doesn't work out. A degree cannot provide you what you want. Why? Because you desire spiritual things, spiritual life, spiritual recognition, spiritual greatness. But a material degree or a job can't get you those things. But additionally, it's not just someone who needs, it's someone who's not needed. When you're born, you're a blight. You're a dark spiritual soul that just pours out decay and death. You're a blight on creation. Nobody needs you. But a degree whispers, if you follow my process, you'll be needed. You'll have a job. You'll have value in the world. But that's a lie. As a fallen spiritual soul, you are not needed. Additionally, not only is it one who's not needed, you need to be needed. That's a problem, okay? Because a creator does not need to be needed. God does not need us. And He's the creator. If you want to be a creator, you have to recognize that right now you need creation. You need love from creation. You need relationships. You need food. That's not right. You're supposed to be a spiritual creator who only needs God Himself. And then creation, you don't need creation. You want creation. You want to cultivate creation. You want to work with creation, but you don't need creation. If you need to be needed, a degree looks very interesting to you. It gives you recognition, validation. You can have jobs. You can put resumes together. And then you might be needed. Somebody might need you. But that is not the creator perspective. You're acting like creation, which is not your job. Your job as a soul is to want creation, but not need creation. So, in the end, we have to realize that if you need from creation, then you're not a creator. And here's where we have to stop and realize this is all of us. We all need from creation. We all need the sustenance of food, right? We all need the bliss of sleep. We all need the pleasure of love for one another because we're not creators. We're not like God Himself. That's the real end of studying a degree, to realize that you're not a creator, you're looking to creation to make you a creator, and that's the wickedness, that's the sin, that's the perversion we have brought upon the world. We're supposed to be like the Creator, but we're not. We're just another creation. And that should arouse our desires to turn in desperate hope to Him and Him alone and cry out to be made into His likeness as a creator.